Here's my camera set up, and there's something really interesting new going on here, that I have an iPhone attached to the bottom. Why? Because we're using the LiDAR sensor to use it to help us focus. Let's see how that works. Let's do a tour of the setup here. I have an R5C with a small rig cage and handle. I have a 98 watt-hour battery attached, and this is going to a breakout using the P-tap. I have one powering the camera, one powering the Tilta Nucleus, one that can power the Hollyland that would be plugged in, and then one powering the iPhone. As a lens, I have a TT Artisans 35mm 1.4, and it is a photography lens, so I did put on the Tilta ring. And then I have a magic arm that is attached to hold the iPhone, and that it is like a large thing, but it's just temporary for testing that could be set up with a smaller footprint. And then here I have my phone, and we can actually see in the app it's updating my distance as it's reading the LiDAR. So let's take a look at what's happening here. I can change the positioning of my distance here because I'm not going very far. I have it on track 3D, so let me actually go to subject, and I'm gonna walk backwards now. That is me. It is identifying me as an object, and then I can go into the focus and adjust. Now let's see how this works. I can place a marker. I can change it to camera, and here is a view from the camera looking at me. Hello. Here's the LiDAR of the room, and here's how I got it set up. Is I calibrated the lens, and I go into profiles. Here's a lens. So the app is connected to the Tilta Nucleus using Bluetooth, and there's 0 to 1,000 numbers about where this is positioned, right? And so I have positioned and calibrated based upon different distance points of the lens. So that's how that works. And so I connected to the phone. Here's the Wi-Fi to connect to the phone. Here's to connect to the M1. And it's very cool to see that I can see a very accurate live reading of the Tilta Nucleus distance. And in the settings here, I don't understand all of these settings. So I'm going to turn off subject. I'm going to try track 3D. And I am turning my camera around my room. And I'm actually seeing that this is the wall of my room, and I can see that it's 8 feet away. So I can go and focus 8 feet, and then if I want to keep tracking the wall, if I'm not able to see what's going on, then the LiDAR is another way. This is the edge of my room, and here's a little wall, and in the closet I can see the distance of how much my closet is open. And here I'm going to the other edge of my wall. I can see that it's 9 feet 7 inches away. And here I have a distance measurer, 9 feet 6'5", and it's showing me 9 feet 7. I mean, holy shit, that fucking works. And then here's another edge of the wall. And let's do a measurement. 8 feet 2 inches. There's my distance. So it is accurately measuring it. In here is also the depth of field calculation. So I can turn that on and off. That's a very interesting feature. I love that. And on the screen of the iPhone, it's showing the distance, but this is not, it's supposed to also switch from meters, and right now it's not working and it gets paused, but that's okay. So this would be absolutely fantastic if we're able to just take the LiDAR and make a little box. But the beautiful thing is that a lot of people already have an iPhone. This is my older 12 Pro Max that I can just have set up here. You can see the LiDAR is working. This app is using the LiDAR, is using the cameras and the Wi-Fi to send it to the receiver. So the idea is that I would take my iPhone and have it on the side of my Tilta Nucleus so I can look. And I think that there's a couple shots that I've been on. I couldn't just look at a monitor or at the distance of the actual person because they were dancing back and forth, and it was really challenging. If I had this to look at, to go back and forth on, I think I could have executed it better. I wish the updating was faster and there's a higher frame rate, but this really caught my attention because this is available right now using stuff you already have in your kit, that this is not a massive investment, that you can test it out for yourself right now. I found this app posted in the Tilta Nucleus Facebook group. This is created by Louis Arnault. It's a two-part app called LidarAC TX and LidarAC RX. Right now he has it available on test flight. This is some incredibly exciting equipment because I can use LiDAR to actually visualize where my subject is and where my focus can go. So I'm going to be following the development of this project on the LidarAC Instagram page. If you like this video, if you found out about this, like it, thumbs up, subscribe. All right, bye.